Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we're taking a look at some spiky decks in the meta. This is going to be my guide to competitive mono red, and we're going to be taking a lot of our content from not me necessarily. I'll be interpreting it for you, covering it for you, laying it out for you here on YouTube, but we're getting the info from Martin Juza and his article, The Definitive Guide to Mono Red, on channelfireball.com. So that's where I'm reading it. This article is free for anybody who wants to check it out, so I recommend that you do on channelfireball.com. It's called The Definitive Guide to Mono Red. So let's see what we got here. Mono red, of course, a very strong deck. And, oh, I should intro what we're up to. So in an attempt to make some bonus content for those who support the channel, I'm making videos like this competitive one where we're going to play best 2 out of 3, ladder, things like that with spikier decks. I'm going to make those available to my members, those who join on YouTube for $4.99 a month, or subscribe to me on Twitch for $4.99 a month, or join my Patreon for $4.99 a month. You will be able to get access to these videos early. I will publish the videos at a later time, usually a week or 2 afterwards, but you'll get the first access to the guides, and hopefully it will help you stay on top of the meta. I plan to make them more often, and when you see them, hopefully they'll be meta relevant now, and I'll try to really, like, whenever something new is trending in the meta, I'll try to make a video guide for it right away, while keeping kind of the jank and the best of one and the funsy brews on the public side right away, so that there's still a daily video upload for everyone to enjoy. I find that decks like this that got a little bit better with the new set, but aren't brand new ideas, don't generate as many clicks on YouTube, but it's still content that many of my biggest fans want. So this is another attempt for me to provide something extra for those of you who support the channel and help me do full-time content without taking much away from the other viewers who usually want to see new brews, crazy decks, and wild ideas. All right, so this is Mono Red. Martin Juza reached #1 on the Mythic ladder with exactly this deck, and we're going to talk through a little bit of the card choices. First of all, in best of 3, you don't have the hand smoothing algorithm like you have in best of 1, so playing a higher land count is wise. 20 mountains instead of 18 or 19 is probably a good idea. A very similar list is what Nerd Girl ran at the Invitational, and we tested that list a lot. It had 19 lands, and that was a best of 1 event. This is best of 3, get your 20th land in there. Also, we want our advantage generating cards. Both Frenzy and Chandra are devastating when you're already ahead, and since the rest of the deck is all designed to get ahead and apply pressure, there's such powerful cards that we want 5 total. 3 Frenzies, 2 Chandras, because a Chandra and a Frenzy can be a tag team, while 2 Frenzies or 2 Chandras at the same time is not quite a tag team. Only 3 Wizards Lightning because we only have 8 Wizards, and you never want to get stuck in a situation with 3 lands, an opponent at 6 life, and they only need 1 turn to turn the corner, and you have 2 Wizards Lightnings and no Wizard. Then on top of that, we don't run Skewer the Critics, a card that many people are a big fan of in the deck because it's basically another Lightning Bolt, right? But the instant speed's important. You have to kill Wildgrowth Walker when the opponent tries to play it on turn 4 with an Explore creature. So Skewer gets the axe. It does also make your turns just a bit awkward and too kind of predetermined, whereas Frenzy and Chandra, on the other hand, can completely take over a game, and all the other cards I don't really need to defend. At this point, we know that they are powerful. The sideboard has a little variety of good cards. I think the interesting one is 3 Tybalts, which really shores up matchups. Most opponents in best of 3 are going to bring in life gain cards against you, and Tybalt can completely neutralize those. Legion Warboss provides another avenue of pressure. Lava Coil can take out all kinds of things. Anytime that your opponent is playing creatures, and those creatures are things you must remove to do your damage, you want the Lava Coils. Direfleet Daredevil can copy Thought Erasure, copy other burn spells. It's good against red. It's actually not bad against white because of the 2/1 first strike blocker. Another Frenzy and Phoenix to go a little bit bigger after board and make your deck even stronger. I like Rekindling Phoenix against decks that are green for the most part, that struggle to remove it, whereas just about anything in black or white has no problem removing this card, and anything blue might just be able to counter it or do something like that at that stage. It depends on the deck. All right, for a complete sideboard guide, do check out Martin Juza's article on channelfireball.com. I'm not sponsored by them, I just really enjoy the content and enjoy the article. And let's go play a match and see how Mono Red does. We're playing John Rolfe MTG, who is a pro MPL player. Let's go ahead and mulligan away this particular hand and try this one, keeping a 6. We're going to want another land, and I don't think we want a Pyromancer that badly. We'll shoot off a hello, but there you go. Running against the MPL. Let's get the Firebrand down. I like leading with Firebrand here. It makes sure that we get to light up the stage and try to hit our next land drop next turn. Because even if the opponent plays a blocker like Fibblethib, we can sacrifice the Firebrand to deal a point of damage. And we'll see if light up the stage can make sure that we get there. John Rolfe appears to be playing his pet deck, Jeskai Walkers, which took him, I believe, to number 2 Mythic at one point, and has since been played all over the meta. It's going to be a challenging matchup, but if there isn't an interplanar beacon, I think our chances are decent. All right, a runaway Steamkin off the top. Do we get rid of the Fibblethib? It feels like we have to get rid of it at some point, and using a lightning here to get rid of it is interesting. Let's play the Steamkin, and let's attack with our Lava Runner and see if Fibblethib gets thrown under the bus or not. If we have a block, that's okay. And there it is. And we'll pass the turn. John's probably considering a light up the stage, something like that. Oh, having another Fibblethib, of course, is perfectly obnoxiously fine. Getting deeper in the deck, getting the right cards. I do intend to shoot off a Wizard's Lightning, though. The opponent, well, he's probably got a Spell Pierce, but let's put it to the test at least. We're going to head upstairs with it, and that resolved nice and easy. There's a light up the stage. So if the opponent doesn't block with this Fibblethib, we have to be wary of Urza's Ruinous Blast. So let's start by playing out the Pyromancer. 2 points to face. We could also lightning away this Fibblethib and then play an Experimental Frenzy. It doesn't look like there's a Spell Piercing coming. Well, if we're going to play around the blast anyway, I think that the Fibblethib would jump in front of the Steamkin, so I'm actually just going to go after it now. Slam in. Let's remove the counters, use the mana right away, light the stage. If our opponent had an Urza's Ruinous Blast, we want it completely off the table. Not an option. And we could save the Steamkin till next turn. There could be some kind of a Wrath effect, but I don't think those are in the main of John's build. Deafening Clarion will definitely come in out of the sideboard. And if there is a Wrath, we have Experimental Frenzy. So hold on to your butts. Does our board go kaboom with something I'm not expecting? Sarkhan. Okay. Here's a dragon. So right now our opponent's taking 5. If we play the Frenzy, it's 6. Play our land first. Frenzy up. And we just needed a spell, but we didn't get one. Urza's Ruinous Blast is definitely an option, so we actually do need to make sure that we take out the Sarkhan. If we put our opponent on 1 life, well, let's see. If Ruinous Blast comes down and we draw a mountain, we're in trouble anyway. But we can try to draw into a burn spell. Putting our opponent on 1 life or getting rid of the Sarkhan is the option. We could send 2 creatures at the Sarkhan just to make sure it goes away. Like so. I think that's worth it. Oops. And if the opponent blocks for the Lava Runner, then yeah, I think they have to block for their life total. It's the only way that makes a lot of sense to me. We did lose the Pyromancer because of the dragon ability, which I forgot about. Pretty bad. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, says the dragon. And the dragon decides to preserve some life total. It's not what I expected. And we'll end the turn. Not what I expected. So I should still have a Pyromancer. I should not have attacked with that. The static ability on Sarkhan says that whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, each dragon you control deals 1 damage to that creature. Just another example of me punting to a planeswalker static ability. Well, Teferi, what's the plan? Minus on the Frenzy. Okay. And a land off the top and a Mox Amber. Alright, this is lethal, so it's a trade, and this will go after the Teferi to make sure it dies. And we just keep trying to keep their planeswalkers off the battlefield and buy time. But yeah. There's an interplanar beacon. Here's a Lava Runner to face, but I think our opponent's down to just land. Just gonna fire off the shock. I don't fear an absorb from this list. And that will be game 1. So, against Jeskai Super Friends, let's take a look at what we want to bring in. Well, Martin Juza's recommendations are simple. Add Experimental Frenzy, cut Shock, and add Legion Warboss just to build more pressure onto the battlefield. Now, when I look at things, I also try to think about my play and draw situation. We're on the draw, so definitely adding a Frenzy makes more sense because being on the draw means it's more likely that we'll draw more land and be able to cast more expensive spells. The Rekindling Phoenix is just a bad target for the Teferi. The life gain that we can shut down with Tibalt isn't, I would say, that great because the opponent's kind of designed to battle in these Planeswalker mirrors, and the 1/1s aren't that much pressure. I do wonder, though, if this is better than, say, a Goblin Chainwhirler, but its ability to actually hit all of the Planeswalkers is pretty good. So, alright, even though Shock dealt the lethal blow, it looks like Shock is the cut. And yeah, I can agree with the rest of this being able to come down and immediately keep Planeswalkers under pressure. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have an interplanar Bacon on time this time. And yes, I know it's Beacon. I will never stop calling it Bacon. We're on the draw. I guess we're relying on Steamkin to pressure with this hand, but this is definitely the kind of hand that can straight up lose to a Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Or not Hero of Dominaria, Time Raveler. Because you play Steamkin, it just gets bounced. That said, Chainwhirler is a good follow-up to that exact line of play, so I'll keep it because there's also a Chainwhirler, but if Steamkin were our only creature, I'd really want to mulligan the hand. John has gone to 6 and scryed to the bottom. So it could be a tough hand. Here is our opener with a mountain. John with a Hallowed Fountain. So both colors are intact. Let's get Steamkin to the battlefield. And with that stick, it is shock time. Steamkin down. That's okay. We had to make way somehow. Tibalt for our opponent. That's fresh. Well, I think what... I could just Lightning Strike away the Tibalt or let the Tibalt minus. And if Tibalt minuses, Chainwhirler cleans it all up. But I'd have to hit the land. If I play a Pyromancer and take the Tibalt down, the Pyromancer will just trade with the Devil, which isn't very ideal. Do I gamble that I'm going to draw this land? I think that's a pretty risky situation. I'm going to go for the Pyromancer. Going to tag on Tibalt here and not let the other Devil come out that easily. The Tibalt technology is interesting for Mono Red. Okay, there's a hit. So we can play the Goblin Chainwhirler and lose our Pyromancer. We could also attack. The opponent will very likely trade anyway. And then we take a damage to our face. We could also play the War Boss. The opponent would block here. kill the token. That's far from ideal. So I guess I can go for, if I go for the Pyromancer and it goes face, I'm at 1 less life. Yeah, we'll go like this. Clean up the Tibalt. It is too bad that we drew the land after basically losing our Pyromancer, but I think that's the way it should be. The other option of doing nothing last turn just didn't quite sit right with me, and maybe I should have. So what do we see? Karn, Kasmina. What does our opponent have? Clarion just for the Chain Whirler. That definitely implies more Clarion. So what I like this turn is to light up the stage and Pyromance rather than play the War Boss, because I love the War Boss as a follow-up when there's, say, a Teferi with 1 loyalty on the battlefield. I love the War Boss when I don't think there's another Clarion, which right now it feels like there's another Clarion quite a bit. There's the Enigmatic Mentor. And this says whenever spells target a creature or planeswalker, they cost 2 more to cast. That's going to be a pain in the butt. All right, land off the top. We can still lightning our opponent and cast the second light up the stage. So I think that's the play, to get our Lava Runner powered up. May as well do it now, just in case we see another land and another Wizard's Lightning, something of that nature. I like going after the Mentor to keep another 2/2 from coming down. I think I do. And then the Chain Whirler can clean it up next turn so that we can target creatures again. Here's a block. Mentor to 1.
You surprise me.
Here's Lyra. Lyra, of course, is a big pain. The decision point now, though, I think we want to play out the Runaway Steamkin and the Chain Whirler, get the Mentor off the battlefield and start building up our Steamkin. We don't have to panic yet from Lyra. Experimental Frenzy can pull you out of a lot of holes. So no attacks necessary here. The thing is, if there's a Clarion or Ruinous Blast, we're pretty much toast. And there's the Clarion. That's too bad. So can we draw another burn spell off the top? Let's play out the War Boss first. I want to give myself a chance with this Lightning Strike to draw the extra burn spell before we panic. Say go. There's a Time Raveler. How obnoxious. Bounces the token and draws a card. Now Lyra can sit back and gain a whole bunch of life. There's a land. Or not a land, a Lava Runner. What to do? We can strike away this, or just play the Frenzy and get Frenzy going. I keep on wanting to give myself a chance to draw into the right card with Lightning Strike. Let's go ahead and make a token and just try to keep the Planeswalkers off the battlefield like this. The opponent gets to eat a Lava Runner. They gain 5 life. It is frustrating, but we can still outcard them given the right amount of time. Let's hang on to this Lightning Strike. See what our opponent does. Another Raveler. That's very frustrating. I think, is it time to go face and then play the Frenzy? Well, if the opponent bounces my token, that's pretty bad. Let's hold on to this. We're still giving ourselves a chance to draw a way to remove the Lyra. And there's a shock for the War Boss. Ouch. And now Lyra getting busy. Another land. So now I think it's just time to deploy the Frenzy and hang on to the strike. It may actually come to sacrificing the Frenzy to both strike and somehow other strike the Lyra. And with 6 lands, I don't think I play my land first. Oh, that did not work out. Light up the stage on top. Not what you wanted to see.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
All right, the top of the deck has to be perfect. Far from perfect, but we can give it a try. 2 straight light up the stage and 2 straight land and an experimental frenzy. Wow. Worst frenzies. All right, game 3. Let's hope we can do a little better this time. All right, we've seen that they have Lyra. They brought in Tybalt, which is interesting. The Teferis are still such a beating against Phoenix, though. I can't go with that. And I didn't see anything that would kill their Lyra that I could use to Daredevil that I can think of. So, I'm submitting without changes. Looking for a good draw, a good opener. And let's roll. Nope, can't keep that with double frenzy. Too ambitious. 2-lander, pretty rough. Looks like our opponent kept on 7. I'll keep a 3rd land because the best thing we can do here is draw into our own experimental frenzy. Here's Steamkin. Let's see if John has a shock this time, or if Steamkin gets to do some damage. Oh no, it's an early beacon. And a Fibblethib. Thinking about Deafening Clarion, I think that where I want to be is a Pyromancer and getting in there. The beacon on 2, though, is interesting. And the opponent takes it, letting Fibblethib hang out. Beacon on 2 may mean there's not a natural red source, or that's being concealed. Either way. Second beacon and a Planeswalker. How frustrating. But this is a good Chain Whirler moment. Alright. Whirl it up. At least we have a good follow-up to a Clarion with a War Boss. But double beacon is going to make this game really hard. We're going to have to play the long game and probably not just throw our stuff at the face until they're absolutely dead. And is there another land? There is a red source. If there's a Clarion, it seems pretty clear, but that would also imply that perhaps there's not an easy answer to Runaway Steamkin at this point. Let's fire it off. The sooner Steamkin is down, the stronger Steamkin becomes. If the opponent does have a Time Raveler, we can follow up with a War Boss to send the token over there to kill the Teferi. Narset? Yep. That's an obnoxious one. Let's see what Narset reveals with the minus. Mox Amber. Okay. It's interesting because I could Lightning Strike the Narset now, and then if Narset minuses, the Mox Amber can't be used. Which might play around a Dovin's Veto, for example.
You could use some training.
Ooh, a Lava Coil. Ouch. Does the opponent use the Narset then? Right now it's a mana source. Yes, they do.
Thoughtfulness before action.
And the card fetched is an Ixalan's Binding. Ouch. Alright. Well, at least if they play the Binding on the War Boss, it leaves a token behind. And we're still drawing live to our frenzies, which I think is the main reason that binding is in the deck. Prison Realm, okay. That's not good. Opponent has a lot of good tricks. A lot of good removal to go, and we're pretty much out of cards. Their value got there. Drawing an extra card here, here, and here has us really outweighed, plus our mulligan to 6 on the play has us well behind. And all the life from the beacons isn't helping either. But we'll see what happens. The next big thing is the next big thing. Alright, well that has to die, and I don't have a better way to do it. And this is another 2-for-1. We need like a Chandra and a Frenzy off the top to have a real chance. And what's the follow-up? A Prison Realm for the token? Okay, I'll take it. We really want to try to get the binding out of our opponent's hand. We need to draw Frenzy or Chandra. And maybe we can get it just making the opponent respect our tiniest of creatures. Like they did with the Goblin token, which was the first 2-for-1 we've had out of them in a long time. Clarion, your Goblin. Oh my god. It's removal city here. Another mountain, say go. And at least our opponent tops a land here. There's a war boss. Keep plinking away. One little damage at a time. Our opponent probably has to respect the war boss somehow. That'll do. Is that a third Clarion? Yes, it is. Ouch. Another mountain, far from ideal. We keep playing them though because of Frenzy, because of Chandra. Make the opponent respect the Lava Runner. We just keep getting in there. They must have pulled out a lot of Planeswalkers because they haven't played a Planeswalker in a long time. But if this is all removal, this is going to be a lot of work. The opponent's probably considering, do I put a binding on this Lava Runner? We don't see any others, so taking out one with the binding takes out all the Lava Runners for the game. And here it is. I could lightning my own Lava Runner to keep other Lava Runners live, but I don't like that play. I think that's a bit too much. And there's another land. At least we're even. Okay, we're not even. And I do expect more lands to be in here, because what else would my opponent be doing? Alright, half the land in the deck in the top 20. Okay, we did it. Half the land in the deck in the top 21. It's very bad. Here's Tybalt. Tybalt's a good one. Because we have so much mana, I think we can wait. Although, what would I do? I guess if I draw a Chain Whirler, that would encourage me to wipe out Tybalt with the Chain Whirler, so we can wait. Lava Runner we can't cast. Okay. Yep, here's our tokens. Yep, my turn. There's a Steamkin. It's something. Kick it on over. Lava Coil the Steamkin, of course. Fibble Fib. Draw that card. Still looking good for a Chain Whirler. Okay. The flood is real, my friends. All 4 interplanar beacons can't be good. Chandra. Alright, Chandra, do me a favor. Here's a Steamkin. Alright, let's go, team. Let's go. I'm sure the opponent has more Ixalan's Bindings, more obnoxious cards to wreck me with, but we'll give it a try. Lava Coil, yep. Reading it a few times. It could reach out and poke the Tybalt, though I don't think that's very important. Okay. Yep. But the fact that the opponent had to think about it tells me maybe a Frenzy off the top is good. Done. My turn. War Boss, okay. Go kill Tybalt here. I think that's more important than 1 damage face. I think we drew all of our War Bosses. They're trying over here. They're trying. They're trying so hard. John's playing out the land and saying go. Here's a light up the stage. I like casting that first. We found a Frenzy. We don't have a Wizard. I'm just going to hold the Wizard's Lightning indefinitely, but let's get this going. Another Wizard's Lightning, huh? Yeah, I think I can hang on to that too. Let's see, if I attack with both and they block with both, then it kills the War Boss anyway, so we do have to send it in against the Devils. I was really, really hoping to eventually find a Chain Whirler to clean all this up. I don't have regrets about being patient right now, though. Alright, the board presence is blocking. Maybe it's a 4th Clarion? Maybe not. Alright, well, if it's going after the creatures, not so much. Still saving the lightning for the face. Or for a Planeswalker. Alright, we have to respond to that. Unfortunately. To the dome. But we're set up for a heck of a Frenzy, so let's see what we can do. Ooh, bouncing your own Ixalan's Binding to take out the Frenzy? It must be. That's so crafty. And there's a Clarion? No! So sneaky. And we have to draw a land? I love that play. That play that's MPL, baby. That's the best in the world. Alright. There's some stick there. Opponent has what? 4th Clarion? I mean, they already played 4th Clarion. It must be a Lava Coil. Alright. Shoot that. And we're both at 0-0. But our Frenzies are out of commission. Here's a Pyromancer. Chandra's out of commission too, but maybe we can draw perfect. Who knows? Down to 9. How are we doing on bolts left in the deck? Not enough. Oh god, no. That's the draw, my friends. That's the draw. I agree. My end has arrived. Definitely a game decided in the margins. I'd love to know if I could have done better. Here comes the dragon. Down to 7. Chandra, I can't play. No. Down to 3. I don't think there's a draw in the deck that can save me now. And another mountain. Good game. And out of here. Oh man, epic battle though. Knocks me right out of top 1000 like it was easy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this matchup. Jeskai Super Friends, John Rolfe, member of the MPL, professional Magic player, taking me to school. I thought we did our best, maybe a time or two there. The attacking in the Sarkhan with the Pyromancer was a big mistake. We won that game anyway. Second game felt pretty overwhelmed, couldn't find a way to deal with Lyra. Third game was in the balance, and we flooded pretty hard, pretty darn hard. And the Ixalan Binding play with Teferi was amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you who watched it early because you're a supporter of the channel enjoyed it. And if you use your mono red, whether it's seeing mono red lose or playing mono red better, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.